My favorite topic. And you've hit the nail on the head about these constitutional intrusions, because the Constitution is very clear. It was a grant of delegated power, very specifically an enumerated delegated power, from we the people through the ratification of the states. And right there in the preamble, we see all the reasons why we have a Constitution, why we have a federal government. We want to create a form of more perfect union. We want to establish justice. We want to promote the general welfare. We want to provide for the common defense. We want to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, et cetera, et cetera. And when you read the actual wording of Article 1 of the Constitution, it says, all legislative power herein granted shall be vested in the Congress. Well, granted by whom? We the people. The legislative power rests with Congress, not with the President. Article 2 gives the President his delegated powers. All executive power is vested in the President. The word vested means delegated. It flows from a higher source. Article 3 gives the judiciary. All judicial power shall be vested in a Supreme Court of the United States and such other inferior courts as Congress shall establish from time to time. It's got a clear separation of powers. When we get into the Bill of Rights, we have some more specific limitations on the federal authority. But right there within just the 3 opening paragraphs of those 3 articles, it says clearly all legislative power is vested in Congress. When the President tries to usurp that through an executive order, he is no longer acting within his sphere of properly delegated power. He is now assuming for himself powers that were not consented to by the Constitution. Same thing with the judiciary, for that matter. They start legislating through the bench, from the bench through the judicial fiats, and we've got an encroachment into the legislative powers. And Congress, if they have enough guts to do it, can stand up to some of these illegal intrusions. That's what your system of checks and balances is all about. But the President, certainly he has the power of an executive to issue orders, but those orders cannot be legislative in nature. And what you're talking about is exactly that. If Congress doesn't pass a meaningful law, which translates into a law that he likes, then he's going to issue an executive order? Absolutely not. I mean, and we could spend the rest of the evening talking about this usurpation of legislative power. We see it in Afghanistan because we're operating without a declaration of war. That's a congressional responsibility, and we have done that consistently, I think, since World War II. It's one of the reasons, so the framework was there. The founders thought through this stuff. They were smart men. They probably had smart women at home. And they figured this stuff out, and they thought about it, they debated it, they gave us the instrument to protect ourselves from it, and we just don't even give it any relevancy to any great degree anymore. Or not enough of us give it relevancy, I guess I should say. That's a long answer to your question, but those executive orders that deal with legislative issues are clearly out of bounds.